OK, Howard, so Aston Villa, it's been bought for £60 million. That's exactly the same amount that Randy Lerner paid 10 years ago. It's been bought by Dr. Tony Zia. I mean, are you glad that it now looks as though there's going to be some form of sustainability at the club?
Well, just on the price, I think Steve Hollis yesterday actually corrected that figure. I know that was published when the deal was first announced, or certainly there was media speculating that that was the price. But Steve Hollis yesterday and Dr. Zhao has since said that the deal's actually close to 100 million. So it was 75 million, I believe, for the club. And then there are stipulations, there's some debt to be paid off and possibly some more money to go to Randy if we get promoted. So it could go as high as 100 million. In terms of sustainability and how am I feeling about the takeover, it's very early days. Don't know a lot about this guy. He sounds exciting. It's meant to be well funded and plenty of money is going to be thrown at it. But we've heard these things before from other owners like Vincent Tan, like Carson Young, and that they haven't gone particularly well, having made bold statements. And I'm not for 1 minute saying that's what's going to happen here. And I'm very hopeful that it will be great. But I think it's cautious optimism at the moment because we just don't know about who his board is going to be. Who the manager's going to be, and how recruitment's going to go. Because Randy Lerner spent lots and lots of money over his ownership, but money alone doesn't work. You've got to have strategy, and you've got to have good recruitment. And if he does that, then it will be great.
I mean, what do you make of what he's said so far and what he's promised?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make an impression. He wants fans to be on side, and so he wants to be positive and he wants to be bold, and that's fine. And it's encouraging. It's great to hear ambition and desire to get Villa back to where we all hope it should be, which is a top 6 football club in England. But possibly you shouldn't tell people how much money you're going to spend. He did quote numbers yesterday, and potentially that just raises prices for players that we might be looking at. So possibly be a little bit careful in what you say, but there's nothing wrong in being ambitious.
I mean, in general, the fans, for a long time, they've wanted Randy Lerner to leave the club. They've now got that. Do you think they're happy with who's been appointed?
I think it's really mixed at the moment. I think, because again, it's just a bit mysterious at the moment. We don't know enough about Dr. Zhao. I mean, there is lots of excitement, but it is very early days. The deal hasn't even been ratified yet by the Premier League and the Football League. So, we're expecting that to happen, obviously. But I think we've been so bashed about over the last few years. And, we go back to when Randy came in and we were all so excited then. And for a few years, it was fantastic. But that all went wrong. And I think that teaches you to just be cautiously optimistic until you know more.
I mean, let's move on to another big talking point now. That's the appointment of a new manager. It's set to be announced in the next couple of weeks. Who do you want to be the next Aston Villa manager then?
I personally think, considering, the fact that we've had such a bad season and we're entering into a league that we haven't been in for nearly 30 years, that we need a specialist for the Championship. Might not be the manager that we have forever, but we need somebody who really knows that league and how to get out of it and how to recruit for it. So that would give me a short list of Nigel Pearson, Sean Dyche, although I know he's got promoted now back to the Premier League. David Moyes, perhaps. I think if you had to ask me for the job in hand, I would go with Nigel Pearson.
Okay, great. And, now that you are in the Championship, how difficult is it going to be?
Hard, yeah. I mean, because we've gone down with 3 wins in 38 games. I mean, it's hard to just imagine how bad that is. I mean, 17 points. So we're going down very much as consistent losers. We've got a terrible losing mentality in the football club, and we're going to have to win probably around 28, 29 games next season instead of 3. So, it's a huge transformation. Now, okay, we've got a new owner and then we might get a lot of new players and that will bring, a change in direction, hopefully. But it's a brutal league. It's 46 games, lots of midweek games as well as weekend games. And there's a lot of Midlands teams, funnily enough, in the Championship next year. So plenty of local derbies, which are always tough. Villa Park's a fabulous stadium. Teams are going to love coming and trying to get one over us on Villa. So it's going to be tough, no question about it, tough.
And Howard, just very quickly, the new owner has set out his aims. He said promotion at the first attempt and then top 6 in the Prem for the following season. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's ambitious, and he's putting his, the thing. Once you say things, they're on the record, and he will always be reverted back to that opening statement now. So he's made some bold statements, and now he's got the hard bit of trying to live up to them. And but fair play to him for setting the bar high. Being brave and bold and not hiding behind mediocrity. He wants to make the club big again. He wants to see the club win again, and we should welcome that. But obviously, we've got to see substance behind the words. So we're going to have some great recruitment, great manager appointed, and then hopefully what he says will come true.
In terms of players, summer transfer coming up, who would you like to see come to the club?
It's hard to. I mean, It's been talk of Ross McCormack from Fulham, who is a proven goal scorer in that division. We need a goal scorer very badly. We need a new goalkeeper very badly. I would suggest we're probably going to have players leave the club that haven't either worked out or will be looking for moves back into top flight football. So there's going to be lots of recruitment. We need some leaders. We need some experience in the middle of the park, people that are used to winning, and players that are probably can help some of our academy players that are going to be promoted to the first team as well. Good examples of players that can set the right tone for youngsters to learn from.
Okay, Howard, that's great. Thank you so much for that. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you.